And you can see my screen?
Yep.
All right. Good evening and welcome to this episode of Pixology's Training with Forever. And today we're going to start into a whole nother area of your storage training. And that is using the app on your phone. We know that some people also use the app on their tablet, but today we're going to be looking at both iPhones and Android phones. And we'll start at the beginning, which is if you haven't downloaded the app yet, you need to go to your app store. On an iPhone, your app store is this cool little A-shaped thing. And when you click on that, just do a search on Forever. And scroll down past Forever 21 to the one that shows Forever. And that is where you're going to download your app. Now it's already downloaded and installed on my phone, so it opened it up right away. In your Android phone, you're going to be going to your Play Store. Yes, I think so. Yep. And doing the exact same thing. The same app results are going to come up, and you're going to install your app. Once you've installed your app, it's going to ask you a lot of questions, and those questions are going to be found in these. All right, phone, stop that. Going to be found in these three little lines in the upper left-hand corner on your iPhone. So when I open that up, it shows you a bunch of different things that you need to consider. And one of them is whether or not you want to use cellular data to upload. I usually recommend no, to only do it when you're on Wi-Fi, because if you're doing it all the time, it tends to slow your phone down a little bit, even if you have unlimited access. It also will ask if you want to back up your phone. Again, that is something you only do if you can plug your phone in and typically let it run all night, because backing up your phone for many people means thousands of pictures that are going to be added. And you have an option to do both photos and video. So you work your way through those initial questions, but now you need to figure out how you're going to work with this ongoing. And so there's a handout in the chat that covers the three areas of adding photos or photos and videos from your app. And you can download that and follow along with that, or have that as a reference after we're finished today. So the first thing, first option or first way to do this, kind of the easy button, is to go to these three lines over here, and you can set your uploads. I have none waiting to be uploaded right now, but you can set your uploads to be automatic. And it's called auto sync, which means any new photos or videos that are added to your phone will automatically be added to your Forever account. Once they're in Forever, you can delete them from your camera roll so your phone doesn't get full. So this is only from the time you set it up and moving forward. It will not go back into your phone and add these backup items under this backup right here, unless you click on backup this iPhone or backup this Android, usually Samsung, whatever your brand is. And the reason for that is some people are not ready to tackle everything that's already on their phone, but they know that moving forward, it's going to make much more sense for them to have everything go into Forever and do their deleting and cleaning from there. I happen to be one of those people, and I've also encouraged my husband to be one as well. As I've mentioned in a previous video, if you've been following along with us, we have a mixed marriage. I use an iPhone, Scott uses an Android, and if he didn't have his photos and videos going into Forever, it would take forever for me to get to see them. In fact, if I click on the library you get to see these adorable pictures from today because Micah was off school and Scott got to spend the day with him and go and spend time with Max as well. So these are pictures I would not have gotten to see if he didn't have auto upload set on his phone. Now, I'm never quite sure if it's exactly the same or not. So rather than show the exact same thing on a Android phone, Mollie's going to show you how she does uploading. And that's going to be our point number 2 when you upload manually. And there's 2 different ways to do that as well. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And Mollie, you're going to start sharing yours, right?
Oh, I would do yours first.
Okay, do all 3 steps on mine first?
Yeah, I would do that. Just
okay. All right.
Technology might be easier.
You don't want to flip screens for 6 times and count on it to work? Come on, where's your sense of adventure? All right, she's right. So I set mine to do the auto upload. It's kind of the, like I said, the easy button. Sometimes though, you may be the kind of person that wants to curate your photos before they go into your Forever account. And you may do this because you have a limited amount of space, or you have a lot of extra time with your phone. Then you can go through and cut down those number of multiple pictures, as you've all seen you've seen on phones before, like especially mine. As I start scrolling down, there's some spots in here where you can see many pictures of a similar nature. So I could go ahead and clean them out from my phone. And that's what doing a manual upload allows you to do. So if we're doing a manual upload, I'm going to go back to settings here. So right now you can see on my settings, and in case you missed that, it's the 3 lines on top. Settings are the little wheel on the bottom. It's kind of a universal symbol for settings. Right now I have it on auto sync. If I turn this off and I now have the ability to go ahead and do it manually. So I'm going to close that. And manually, you have 2 different ways you can upload. So I'm going to go into my phone's photo reel, camera reel, sorry. And we can upload to the library. As we've talked about before, that just puts everything in one place. And if you don't want to try and sort it out while it's on something as small as your phone, you can go ahead and do that. So if I'm going to be selective, I might choose the photos that I want to add to Forever. Whoops, I need to go back to Forever. So sorry about that. So if I want to send them into my library, I'm going to go to the plus button right up here at the top. So we're going to hit the plus. We're going to go into my camera roll. And from here, it tells you that everything's already in Forever. But if it weren't, I could select a couple of pictures. And if I just click the little green, the little circle and touch the check mark, it won't open the picture up. If I miss it and touch it right in the middle, it opens the picture up. So I selected these 4 and I can add to the library. And you can see right down here at the bottom, it says library. Now, what if I didn't know if I'd added them to Forever yet or not? Typically it should tell you, but maybe there's something a little off and you didn't know if you'd added them. So if I hit add to library, it's going to prepare the uploads. And it said uploads complete, but it didn't look like it did anything. Well, the reason is those photos are already there. So it did not re-add them to my library. If I'm going to add things manually, and you could see I had a selection of photos that were from a fireworks display. I really probably wouldn't add all of those, right? So I am not a fan of adding just to your library. I feel like that's a place where it's easy for things to get mishmashed, and it's such a huge stack of stuff. If you're not working in your phone or in your Forever account every night, you may get really backed up there. So whenever possible, I want to be uploading directly to an album. And so what I would do in that case to upload directly to an album is I'm going to select these, but I don't want to add it to the library. So what did I do wrong? I didn't. I just need to go to albums first, then hit the plus, and then choose the album that I want to upload. And there's the album. It's in Friends and Family. I'm going to say save. And now I am going to, oops, done, cancel. Now I am going to upload. There we go.
You don't do this that often. So
I don't do this. I thought I was on a good path, and now I've completely lost my train here. Let's try this again. This. All right. I don't want to add to the library. I want to add. There we go. No. All right, Mollie, I'm lost. Help me.
All right, go to the albums view. And find the album you want to upload to.
Okay, and I just added it out on top. There we go. Now I can do it. All right. See, you can get advice and coaching even over Zoom. So now I can click the pictures that I want to add into there. You can see at the bottom now it says add to Brian. And there we go. You just have to pull it down to refresh it while it's loading them. And there are the pictures that I added to Brian, and I could continue to add more. So if you want to upload directly to an album, let's go through those steps one more time, because clearly I didn't remember them, so I shouldn't expect you to either. Let's start in the album that we want to use, which is Brian. And then we hit plus, and we're going to add them from my device, which is my phone. And then we're going to scroll to the ones that I want to add. And we're going to hit add to Brian. And now it's added those other three as well. So it's actually pretty simple steps if you remember what you're doing, which is why we're doing the video and why they're actually outlined steps on the handout. Now it looks a little bit different when you're doing this on an Android. So Mollie's going to take you through that. And I hope she doesn't ask for help, because I'm probably not going to be the one to give it to her. So I'm going to stop sharing my phone, and yours should pop up.
Okay.
There we go. Beautiful.
I love this photo. I actually don't know where it came from, but it's on my husband's old Android phone, because I'm an iPhone user as well. And I am going to go into the Forever app. I just click on it, and it opens up in the library view as well. And we talked about there being 3 ways to upload photos off of your phone to your Forever account. And if you're really smart, you might someday figure out there's a 4th way for you Android users. So I'm going to click on the 3 lines to the left of the Forever logo. just like Ann did with the iPhone. And here are my choices. We have the uploads, which would show you what is uploading currently, and I don't have anything yet. And I'm going to look down to settings. And I don't auto sync my phone photos. Not sure why. I know if you auto sync it, you never have to worry about, did I upload those pictures? But I bet you 2/3 of the photos that I take are not family photos. They're for work or for information. So I choose to not sync them. And you can see that on the Android phone here, the toggle is to the left on that first line, auto sync photos. So all I need to do is put it to the right, and now it's blue, and it will auto sync any photo that I take. And that is the first way for you to automatically upload photos from your Android phone to your Forever account. The second way is, like Ann said, to be in your library view. So similar to what you saw with Ann's phone, I'm in the library view and I can hit the plus sign. And this is just showing me some old photos on the device here, our dog. And apparently that's a Pokemon dog, and I have no idea why that's on this phone. Don't think my husband plays it. So I only really would want one of the dog pictures maybe, and I'll just select one and click upload, and it's back from May. Remember, this isn't my main phone, and I'll just click upload. And now that photo, if I look under uploads, it went that quick. I don't even know if you saw that. So now when I'm in my library view, well, that was a photo from May 10th. How am I going to get back to it if I wanted to see it right now? And while I'm in the library view, I could hit the 3 dots up at the top and click sort files. And right now these are sorted by the upload date. I want the date taken newest first. And I want to filter the files to this year, 2020, and May. And this is just a little bonus. This really wasn't in our outline for tonight. But now you can see my photos from May 30th. If I scroll down, I don't have to scroll back quite as far as I did, if I wouldn't have filtered it. So there's my May 10th photo that I uploaded in the library view. That's the second way to upload photos from your Android phone. The third way is to go to the albums view. So I'm going to just hit the home button. Whoops, I'm going to hit the discard that filter. And now I'm home. And instead of the library view, I'm going to click the albums view. So hopefully you see that there's the library across the top and albums. I'm going to albums, and this is actually the first time I've seen my albums look this way. And I was like, well, that's not what it looks like on my iPhone. But I found out when I click the 3 dots in the upper right corner, I can click on zoom and make my albums be the squares I'm used to seeing, like you just saw on Ann's phone. So, all right, we know that I have May 2020 photos to upload. I have 2 more dog photos. So I'm going to scroll down to 2020. And what I really like about doing these forever calls with Ann is you kind of get ideas and you start thinking, well, how could I do my own photos better? And that is why when I go to 2020, if you look there, you can see I have 2 nested albums and 665 photos. For many years, I made sub albums for the months. And for whatever reason, I haven't been doing that in forever. So I could upload those May pictures right into my 2020 photos album. But for like a little extra bonus step here, I'll create a May album in my 2020 album. So I clicked on the plus sign, which is the same thing you would click on if you were going to upload photos. And I'm going to create an album, and I'm going to call it 20, whoopsie. I have 20. It's harder on a phone than
Wow.
a computer.
Glad it's May and not, September or
Oh
something
my
long.
gosh, 05. Okay. So, oops. Cancel. I wanted it to be 05. Okay. And then I'm going to just click create. So I'm going to go in it and I'm going to add photos from my device because I'm uploading them from my device. Now you can see I have the one photo up and forever. I'll just add the other two because you can never have too many pictures of your sleeping lab. And we'll upload those two right into the album, which is nested in the 2020 album. So we'll just see, whoops. Now I have those two pictures in there. And I'm going to hit the X to close this album. And you can see I have 2020-05 with Tilly, the dog pictures. And then I have September at the beginning and a road trip. Just again, cleaning up, I'm going to click on those three vertical dots and sort files. Well, I guess I wanted to sort, in numerical order. So I guess that's better. Yep. Anne agrees.
Yes.
All right, so that's the third way. We upload them directly to an album. And we actually recommend that you upload, if you're going to, whether you're on your phone or your computer, that you upload to an album right away. So that is the Android 3 ways to upload photos from your phone. And I think, any questions from you, Anne, since we were looking at a different type of device?
No, it was interesting because there are a little bit of differences between the two, but for the most part, most of the stuff is in the same order.
Yeah.
So that's encouraging. I think that it can be really confusing when you're trying to help someone and they don't have the same device. So whenever we can have that commonality so that it's easier to give instruction, I think that's really important.
Yeah. Okay, well, I stopped sharing the Android screen.
I see that. And then were there any questions that you saw in there?
I think our call tonight, we had one person pop in and that's it. So we'll be able to answer questions if people put it in the comments, after the live is over.
Okay, well, I think we're going to keep it short. That was actually a lot of information, and it takes some practice, as you can see. So I encourage anyone that watches the video to download the handout so that you've got those instructions, or just keep going through it a couple of times. Next week, we're going to dive into some more details using your Forever app. But before we go, there's one really important thing we need to let you know. We talk a lot about how wonderful it is to have your photos at your fingertips on your device that you carry with you everywhere. And I love the fact that when I've got my phone, I know that I have my pictures with me, and I feel like they're safe and they're here. And so I love that we can do all sorts of things from here. We can create new albums, as you saw tonight. We can reorganize, we can tag, we can do a lot of stuff that we'll be showing you. But there's one really important thing you cannot do from your app. And sometimes that's a little confusing to people, but you cannot place an order for anything, not for more storage, not for more to build a project, to create anything from there. You cannot make a purchase from your app. So if you're working on your phone and you're uploading photos and you run out of space, you would literally need to go to your browser on your phone, whether that's going to be Google or Safari, and sign into your Forever account there. And you could add storage in that way, but you cannot do that directly from your app. That is not one of the services the app was designed for. So as you're working crazy on your phone and getting all of these photos added, we wanted to make sure you know how to add that space that you will inevitably need if you're going to be adding all of your photos and videos. So that's it for this week. We are excited to share more about how Forever travels with us everywhere we go. And stay tuned for some of our other videos coming up. Photo Estate News this week is going to be especially interesting as we have a featured story about one of our clients and Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Thanks for watching.
Take care. Bye.